Recent barn fires spark a reminder for folks with livestock to take some steps in the name of safety. Here's Marilyn with more.
Barn fires claiming the lives of hundreds of animals. We're talking cattle, pigs, horses, goats. This happened just north of the U.S. border in Canada. But again, this can happen anywhere. It's an incident. It can cost producers thousands. And of course, these lives were lost as well. There's a safety checklist you can keep in mind. Fire protection engineer joining us now, Tracy here. Thank you so much for being with us. First of all, I want to talk about the scope of the impact of this. I mean, one fire claiming 56 horses, another one 500 goats, 30 cattle, and then another one 2,000 pigs. The impact is pretty big, right?
Yeah, and this unfortunately is not a unique thing. Across the United States, this happens almost weekly. Thousands of animal lives are lost a year, and it's really unfortunate.
And sometimes it's something we just don't think about, you know, it's the daily routine. We just use the facility and it's there and we go on. But now is a time maybe we can learn from these incidents and apply something to our own operation. What's the number one thing you think we should do?
I think prevention is the best key to fire safety. Things like inspection in your barn, looking at your heat sources, your electrical, wiring, and especially storage of combustible materials within your barn. Keeping all of those things inspected and in check is the best way to prevent a fire and ultimately protect your animals and your property.
Absolutely. And what about like sprinklers, fire extinguishers, that kind of thing? Should we be looking at that kind of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Not every jurisdiction throughout the United States requires sprinklers in these facilities, but it's definitely a great option for protecting your animals. Things like smoke detectors, fire alarm systems, those are also great options. They will help detect a fire early on and allow you to have more time to save your property and your animals.
And you know, we always talk about, even with our homes, have an escape plan, talk it over with your family. Maybe we should do this with our barns and ag buildings, you think?
Absolutely. It's actually a requirement of our code, NFPA 150, which is the fire and life safety standard for animal housing facilities, to have an emergency plan and to practice that plan with your employees of the barn or your family who run the barn. It's actually a requirement of the code. So yeah, definitely encourage that.
Because it's pretty heartbreaking when these happen, right? And I guess even just recently with these recent incidences, it does make an impact. It's not just the money factor either.
Yeah, definitely. Some of these animals, they're not just your property for livestock. Some of them are actually more treated like your pets. So it definitely is a tragic loss when this type of stuff occurs. So we're doing our best at NFPA to try to help get the information out there and help you protect your barn and your family.
And thank you so much for your time. If you do want to look up codes, standards, and that checklist, nfpa.org/free access. Also go to our website if you didn't get that written down. Just nebraska.tv. Go right there. We'll put a link there for you as well.
Your Grow weather forecast is up next, and still to come, our Farm Family of the Month.